Hello, welcome to the Broad Entertainment Podcast, hosted by myself, Mr. Mediocre, and
Views of Phoenix.
yay! So, today, we just want to, talk a little bit about ourselves and give you an idea of who we are. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys already know about us. We're a pretty big deal on the YouTubes, but, just a little bit more about us. Now, you should go.
Should I?
I think you should.
Do I exist?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Fuck!
What?
I don't know.
What?
That was a pretty good little intro. I like that.
It was pretty good. Pretty good. But yeah, no. Broad Entertainment Podcast. Something we've been talking about for at least 6 months now. Didn't actually start working on it until about 3 months ago, though. So, what the podcast is about, it's really just a way for us to, come together and just talk about stuff that we enjoy, whether that's sports, TV shows, music, whatever happened on Twitter. And I do want to stress this. This is not a Texans podcast.
Hell no.
We'll probably talk about the Texans at some point. 95% chance of that. But it's primarily not going to be Texans.
Yep, this is pretty much whatever we want it to be. I mean, if one day we wake up and want to have a podcast about how the Earth is actually a croissant and not a sphere, then we're going to talk about that. It's literally whatever we want it to be, and it could even be whatever you want it to be. If you want us to talk about something else, and we'll talk about it. It doesn't matter.
I mean, as long as it's something we find interesting, I don't see why we wouldn't talk about it. So I could see us really talking about anything. Also, I do want to correct you. It's a cheese croissant, not just a regular croissant. So I'm going to need you to get your facts right.
A croissant is a croissant, no matter what kind.
We're not going to start episode 1 arguing. But anyway, now for why we started the podcast, at least these are my thoughts. I don't know if he has other reasons, but for me, I just wanted to have like a chill place where I could just come and talk to one of my good friends. And I mean, what's better than having an excuse to take time out the day to talk to your buddy?
For me, I just like to talk. I just love to talk, and, starting a podcast is just another opportunity for me to talk. Even though I hate the sound of my own voice, I still enjoy talking, and, like he said, my bestest bud, Duck, I get to talk to him, have these weird, fun conversations, and, just an all-around good time, here to have fun. That's what I'm about.
Yeah, I can wholeheartedly agree. You can't see it right now, but your lovely introduction has me blushing.
Aww.
Now, tell us a little bit about yourself, though. Like, who are you?
Me? I am Mr. Mediocre. Everyone knows me as Sticky, I guess. That's like my little nickname. Some people even call me Senor Empanada.
No one,
you love to call
him that. Nobody, please don't feed him with that.
What? Okay, and yeah, well, I'm a YouTuber. I'm on the YouTube. Like I said in the intro, we're both a pretty big deal on the YouTube. And I guess you could say I'm a pretty huge influencer. I mean, people call me the Drake of the Texans YouTube thingy. I don't know.
Agreed.
Also, some frequently asked questions. I'm Mexican because people always ask me, oh, what race are you? I'm Mexican, yes. And I am 22 years old. Even though I might sound 12, I might act 12, I'm actually 22.
Very nice, very nice. Now, as for me, you'll hear me called by probably 50 different names depending on who's speaking to me. Main two I'll get is Phoenix or Duck. Now, for me, I really really want to stress this. Most of what I say is meant to be taken like as a joke. I'm not serious with 90% of what I say. So if I say something that's crazy, it's usually meant to just get a laugh, not really to be something serious. I mean, I can be serious if I have to be, but I'm just somebody who likes to have a really good time if possible. I'm 22 years old as well. I think I'm a couple months older than my buddy Sticky, but yeah, he is my stepson as well.
What?
Just wanna, yeah, he
You owe a
doesn't
lot
know
of
that
child
yet.
support.
Shh! Don't put that business out there.
Okay, Doug. Tell us some things you like.
Well, I mean, I'm a pretty normal guy, I'd like to think. Video games, TV movies, playing and watching sports. I'm big into comedy. Some of my favorites are Tom Segura and Bill Burr. Those are a couple of my favorites. But I mean, other than that, I'm just a regular blue collar dude.
Aw, how cute.
What?
Anyways, as for me, some things I like I said, talking. I love talking. I can go on for days. I can talk with anyone. I just love talking. I like trolling. If you follow me on Twitter, I do all sorts of things. I mess around. I like to have fun like that. I love football. I love hip hop. I love anime, even though Duck calls me basic AF for
You are.
only watching Naruto, Dragon Ball, and Attack on Titan. He even went on to say that Pokemon's not an anime. So
It's
apparently
not.
I've only watched 3 animes. It's an anime, dude.
No,
They
it's
fight.
not.
The little animals fight, therefore
If
it's anime.
anything, I'll give you animated slave fights. I'll give you that because that's what it
Whoa!
is.
It's still an anime.
No, it's not. It's a
It's an
cartoon. Have you seen it? Have you seen it? Like the most recent? It is a cartoon.
Maybe now, but back then, back in the days,
No,
with Ash Ketchum from Pallet Town, yeah, anime.
no, refuse.
10 out of 10 anime. Anyways, I like the MCU. You know, Spider-Man. Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man. We can all agree with that. No, I'm talking here. I like YouTube. You know, I'm a YouTuber. I like YouTube. I like streaming. I like YouTube. Space. I love space, like little stars and stuff. You know, little planets, all that stuff. I'm into all that. This one's a little weird, but I love the feeling of being sore. You know, like you go to the gym, you work out, and then you wake up sore. I just love that feeling. You know, it's something weird, but yeah. Also, I love coffee. Gotta have my coffee in the morning. And even lately, I've been drinking coffee like at night before YouTube live streams. You know, it gives me a little energy. Love it. And, you know, I love waffles. You know, who doesn't love waffles? They're better than pancakes. But as we all know,
Oh,
syrup
absolutely.
syrup is a no-go. So you can't put syrup on the pancakes or waffles. And
I disagree with that. That is wrong.
You know, overall, I just like making people laugh and smile. I feel like if I can make one person laugh or smile, you know, a day, then I feel like, you know, I did a good job that day.
Aww. I will say one thing that you did leave out is he also absolutely loves drinking.
Men? Oh, shit.
That too, maybe. I'm not 100%, but yeah, he's actually in the middle of trying to get sober. He's struggling really hard.
That's not true.
That is absolutely true.
I can stop when I want to. Okay, how about some dislikes? What do you dislike?
Personally, I hate being late to something that's important, you know? Whether it's something like business related, something social. If I view it as something that is important to me, I can't be late to it. Like end up like getting stressed and upset if I am late to that. Couple other things. I really hate when you argue with somebody, because I do argue a lot, and y'all are gonna hear a lot of that. I hate when you're arguing with somebody and you're trying to argue on point and they can't counter what you have to say, so they just start taking personal jabs at you. Like if me and Sticky were sitting here talking and he said, "Oh, waffles shouldn't have any syrup on them," and I said, "No, they taste a lot better when they do have it on." And he goes, "Well, that's why your eyebrows are crooked," or something like that. I think that's weak. I mean, it's just really stuff like that. Like, I'm really just kind of a mellow dude, and I mean, keep your plans. That's it. What about you, sir?
I have quite a few dislikes. Number one, syrup. I hate syrup. Syrup's overrated. It does not belong anywhere near waffles or pancakes.
Child.
Next thing, small talk. I hate small talk. Oh, how's the weather? I don't know. I don't care. I hate small talk. If you're gonna talk to me, at least try to have an actual conversation. This whole, how's the weather? What you doing? All that stuff. I ain't with it. Next thing, fake people. I hate fake people. People that, to your face, like, oh my god, you're my friend. I love you. You're cool. But then behind your back, they're over there talking mess. I ain't with that. Other thing, I hate when people think I'm being serious. Like, Duck, I am playing around like 90% of the time. Like, I'm usually just joking around, but sometimes people just take things way out of context and think I'm being serious, and that kind of annoys me. Like, you can clearly see that's a joke, but you're over here, thinking it's serious. Like, come on. Another thing, the Indianapolis Colts, FTC, do not like them. Get them out of here. Next thing, I hate when people who don't know shit think they know shit. And I'm pretty sure you guys know what I'm talking about when I say that. Next thing, when people won't admit when they're wrong. Hate that. Next thing, when people tell me to do something. And I don't mean like, hey man, can you, do this for me real quick? I don't mind that. I'm talking about when someone tells me like, dude, listen to this song. Dude, watch this show. Dude, watch My Hero. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna watch My Hero, Duck, okay?
Yes, you will. It's not an option anymore.
No. Okay. This one's a little weird too. When people touch me unexpectedly, I don't like people touching me. Like, no, don't touch me. It's weird. I hate giving advice because I feel like I'm terrible at it. I feel like I'm in no position to be giving people advice. I'm only 22. I mean, what do I know? I hate sore losers, people that get mad when they're not winning. I hate when people start something, like a little argument or something, but then they get all booty hurt when you do something back. I just hate that. So, yeah, I have a lot of dislikes.
He's just a very hateful person, and you guys are going to come to realize this.
I am not. Nope.
Very much so.
Okay, Doug, do you have any goals?
I really only have one major goal, and it's something I try to just do in life in general, and that's really just, I just want to have fun with everything I do. Like, I don't want to be the guy who in 20, 30 years is looking back at his life and is like, man, all those memories, they suck, they're boring, there's no fun. Like, I want to enjoy the time I have on Earth. And I mean, outside of that, I just kind of just go with the flow.
Preach it, brother. Okay, as for me, my goal, besides being a Pokemon master, is to become an anime titty expert.
Oh Lord. I
Okay, nah, I'm just playing.
Jesus.
But I don't know, kind of like you. I just take everything one day at a time, go with the flow, enjoy life. But I will say this: I just wanna win. I don't care how. I don't care when. I just wanna win. I'm gonna say on that.
Losers be gone.
Yes. Okay, what do you like to do for fun, Duck? You touched on that right now.
Uh, when it comes to fun, I mean, like I said, I'm pretty go with the flow. But I mean, some of the things I pretty commonly do is really anything sports related, whether it's making a YouTube video about sports, whether it's watching them on TV, playing the sports, uh, really anything like that. And then one thing I like to do is I like to like challenge myself, even if it's something like really small. So I'll try to, oh, I got to get the laundry done in this amount of time, and like try to, you know, make it into kind of a competition. I'm pretty competitive with stuff like that. Um, I mean, other than that, like I was saying earlier, just like video games, going out and having a drink with buddies, the usual guy
Whoa!
stuff. What do you mean, whoa?
Drinking is bad.
You're one to talk. You are one to talk. The nerve in that statement right there.
What are you talking about?
He posts nothing but like 42-ounce bottles of liquor on his Instagram and Snapchat and Twitter. He has posted YouTube videos where he can't even speak straight because he's so drunk. Like
That's
he
not
is,
true.
it is 1 billion% true.
I plead the fifth.
See, my point proven. All right, what about you? Other than day drinking, what are your hobbies? What do you do for fun?
Night drinking. Nah, but I like watching football. I like talking football. I like playing football. I like eating footballs. No, I don't like it. But I like to hop on Twitter, mess around. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you guys know I just hop on there and do a bunch of random stuff. I feel bad for my followers that only follow me for just football because you're probably like, what is wrong with this guy? But yeah, I like making YouTube videos, streaming on YouTube. I love memes. I hop on Reddit, look at memes. Memes are cool. And, I enjoy talking to my friends until I remember I don't have any friends. So, yeah, sad story. But, yeah.
Shed a tear.
Yeah,
No
just one though.
friends. Not
No
a good
friends.
time.
Mm-mm.
All right, so you said a lot about how you love football. What got you into football?
What got me into football? Actually, it's pretty simple. My brother. Uh, Believe it or not, I didn't become a huge football fan until like 2008, 2009 with the Texans. But the reason I became a football fan is because every weekend, my brother would hog up the TV and he'd just be watching football. So eventually, I had no other choice than, to watch football. And, I kind of liked it. It was like those Matt Schaub days back when Schaub was actually good. Believe it or not, some people seem to think Matt Schaub was always bad, but Matt Schaub had like a nice little 4 year run. So I enjoyed watching the Texans, and then eventually as I grew older, I fell more in love with football, and here I am, a football junkie. Can't live without football. What about you?
I mean, football for me, I didn't really get into it until I started playing football in high school. So about halfway through my freshman year is when I started actually getting into the game. Uh, Believe it or not, I actually became a fan the same year that the Texans, the team I had chosen to make my favorite, they had gone 2-14. That was my first year being an actual fan and semi knowing what's going on. And I got into the Texans because of one specific player, and it wasn't anybody you would think. It wasn't Andre, it wasn't Arian, it wasn't even the previously good Matt Schaub. It was Brian Cushing.
Brian Cushing.
Yeah, I and again, I was playing football at that point, so I tried to basically emulate what Brian Cushing did on field. That grit and grimy kind of like tough person. I tried to copy that and take it into my game. So I would watch a lot of Brian Cushing over and over and over, and that's what really got me hooked into football.
I mean, that's understandable. Brian Cushing, he was an animal before the ACL injury, so I mean, it's
Yeah,
understandable. The dude was amazing.
Texans GOAT,
Yep.
one of them at least.
Okay, something else that we're gonna be talking about quite a lot in this podcast is hip hop. So let's touch on that real quick. What got you into hip hop?
What got me into hip hop was really just the music itself. Not really any specific artist or anything like that, but it's the fact that hip hop is ever changing. There's thousands of different types of hip hop music. And there's hip hop songs for when you're sad, when you're happy, when you're angry. Like there will be a song no matter how you're feeling. And in that moment when it hits you, it's life changing. Because I mean, I was about 12 years old when I started getting into the music, and I'm listening to these songs, and when I'm in a good mood, they're keeping me in that good mood. So I'm able to kind of go with the flow like I like to do. And I mean, the only thing with it is like I was getting some looks when I'm a little kid and I'm singing songs like Cyclone by Baby Bash and Smack That with Eminem and Akon as a little kid. People are like, what is he doing? Like, but ever since I started like listening to it, I fell in love, and now I will listen to any and all hip hop music. What about you? What got you into the hippity hop?
Ooh, for me, it was actually an artist. It was Lupe Fiasco, and it was a particular song that I heard on the radio, and like I just loved it, and got into Lupe Fiasco. And that song, by the way, was Superstar. I think that was like back in like '07 ish. But before that, I had heard some hip hop songs. Obviously, Eminem was like pretty huge back then. A little bit of 50 Cent as well. But that one song, like, it just stuck with me. I loved it, and that got me into hip hop. Lupe Fiasco, Food and Liquor, The Cool. Those two albums were like amazing. And then at that time, like '08, '09, then I was introduced to Drake. That's when like Drake first came out. So like I loved the original Drake. Drake 2015. Before that, I think he's amazing. The new Drake, kind of whack. But like once I got into Drake, I got introduced to like more Lil Wayne, and then the Kendricks, the J. Cole's, all these other awesome rappers. I mean, I guess you can call me like more basic these days though, because I don't really have time to like sit down and listen to all these new albums. But if like a big name artist drops, I will sit down and take my time and listen to it. But if like some other small no name guy drops, I might, depending on who it is. But yeah, I need to like dive deeper into it again. Like when I was back in high school, I used to listen to everything that would drop, but now I just don't have the time for it. And I need to make the time for it because I do hear there's like a bunch of nice young rappers on the come up. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. There are a ton of guys on the come up, and I can actually give you a few names too, because I have a very very good playlist with a lot of new stuff. Uh, so other than I know you said Lupe was Superstar. What were some of your other favorite artists of all time?
Uh, well, of all time,
And it doesn't
I
even have to necessarily be just hip hop, just artists in general.
I don't know about all time, but I could give you like right now, like the top five right now, and because
I
it's
mean, go
always
ahead.
changing. But for me right now, like I've really been listening to a lot of Kendrick Lamar. You know, I love Kendrick. I've been listening to a lot of Roddy Rich. I think he has a lot of potential to be, I guess, the face of the new generation. I
Oh,
love him.
yeah, he
Um,
absolutely could.
Joey Badass, another guy who I think is like really slept on, and he really needs to drop a new project soon because it's been like 3 years, I think. Love Joey Badass. Also, Isaiah Rashad. Been listening to a lot of him, and Baby Keem, who I don't think too many people know about him, but apparently he's Kendrick's cousin, and I found out about him because I was just like listening to music. My music was on shuffle, and then like a little song of his popped up, Orange Soda, and it was like so catchy. And I kind of like went to his like Spotify page and then like clicked through his stuff, and I actually quite enjoyed it. So like those five are like the ones I've been listening to the most. I really think we need some new Kendrick, Isaiah Rashad, and Joey Badass music though, because it's been a while. It's been a while.
Oh
What about
yeah.
yourself?
Uh, I mean, all time, I have some pretty obvious ones in my opinion. Guys like Biggie, Nas, Jay Z. I mean, there are a lot of those kind of guys that I have, and I could go on for hours with them. Uh, I could also go more current guys like Polo G. I'm a fan of Roddy Rich. Wasn't a huge fan of his last project, but Chance the Rapper, somebody I like. Uh, the Baby's doing good. 21 Savage, Meek Mill. I mean, I could name them for hours and not get tired of talking about it. And but yeah, I mean, if I'm going my personals right now, the ones I've been listening to the most would be Kendrick Lamar, Royce the 5'9", and Tech Nine. Those are the three I've been listening to the most.
Hmm, pretty interesting. Um, Now, if you guys want to hear us talk about all times, and that's probably gonna have to be for another episode because we kind of wanted to keep our first episode kind of short, and I feel like we're kind of nearing that mark. So we're probably gonna go ahead and call it an episode here. Duck, is there anything you want to add on? Anything you want to promote?
All I gotta say is subscribe to my channel on YouTube, Views of Phoenix, all one word, no spacing, anything like that, and then the same for my Twitter at Views of Phoenix on Twitter.
As for
Anything you
me,
got?
Uh, yeah, same thing. Follow me on Twitter, Mr. Mediocre underscore YT, and subscribe to me on YouTube, Mr. Mediocre. And I also have a TikTok. I don't know if I want to ever post on there. Like
And
I'm
an
still.
OnlyFans. Don't forget
Oh,
the
I do
OnlyFans.
have an OnlyFans, by the way. It's absolutely free, so check out my OnlyFans. I haven't posted there like in a month. I need to post on there again. But yeah, follow me on TikTok. I might be a TikTok girl one day. I don't know. Like I said, you never know with me. Like I could just one day wake up and want to be an anime girl. Even who knows? So yeah, be sure to follow me on all the social medias. And yeah.